You're watching Single Process with Joe and Bob. We created this video series to help you navigate the difficult process of divorce, and we hope this helps you on your journey. Our episode today is on alcohol testing and monitoring in divorce. This is just something very difficult if you're worried that your kids are with your ex-spouse and they're drinking and driving. Totally. You want your kids to be safe.
Well, I have to think, in the case of a divorce, emotions are heightened. You're probably using more than you've ever used if you were an abuser before.
Right.
So how do you get your hands around it? Luckily we have somebody with us who can answer that. So
absolutely.
So today we have Stephen Paymer with us. Stephen Paymer founded a company called Paymer Associates, which actually does drug testing and monitoring. He started as a social worker and then kind of fell into this line of work 11 years ago. And in that time, he's actually helped over 1,000 families. So thank you for being with us.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Why do you do this line of work?
Well, mainly because I love it, and I love being able to be in a position to directly impact whether or not somebody is able to grasp recovery or not. And what I love about this line of work is that most people do not come to my office on the wings of victory. They come at a point in their lives where they're really suffering and having a difficult time. Brought on by whether or not they have an addiction, but certainly a divorce. I say to clients all the time, you're dealing with the three most difficult things you can deal with. Not necessarily in this order: money, children, and matters of the heart. You throw them all together.
So you're getting drunk all the time.
You have a powder keg. If you are prone to get drunk, you are getting drunk all the time.
So are there statistics on this? Do you feel like this is on the rise?
I can tell you that I've never been busier.
That is really where it starts. So how does somebody else end up being monitored for alcohol abuse?
Yeah, why someone's not walking in the door voluntarily, are they?
Typically no, but we do have quite a few clients who do come in voluntarily. Sometimes people come in proactively if they're getting divorced and they know that alcohol is going to be an issue once papers are filed and the lawyers get involved. They will come in and say, I'm ready. I want to get sober, but I've been saying I'm going to get sober for years and never did it. So what I'm looking for now from you, Stephen, is a way to be able to go into a courtroom and show and have the data to prove.
Are these records admissible in a courtroom?
They are.
If it's voluntary? Involuntary or either way?
Either way, they can be brought into a courtroom.
Okay.
And what's good about it, doing it proactively, is, we've all said, I didn't do it, it wasn't me. Now we have the data.
You can prove
we
it.
have the data to prove it.
So you can reestablish your credibility, essentially.
That's right.
Great. So what are the testing options?
Primarily, there's three for alcohol.
Okay.
If we're doing spot checking, urine testing is the tried and true method. It's been used for since forever. Since they started testing for substances, we've been using urine testing.
Okay.
We do that.
You can beat a urine test.
Well, you can. It's not as easy. If it's done properly, it's not as easy as you may have heard. A lot of the things people hear are more urban legend, because now there's a lot that we can do using technology in the comfort of your own home and testing.
So tell us about that.
Takes about a minute. We mainly use two different tools. One is a transdermal alcohol monitor, which goes on a
what?
Transdermal alcohol monitor. It goes on an individual's ankle.
Lindsay Lohan had
Lindsay Lohan.
Okay.
Andy Dick went on one of the night shows and sang a song to his bracelet.
Oh, okay.
But it goes on the ankle. It can't be taken off. If somebody cuts it off, we know about it right away.
Okay.
And it takes in the transdermal perspiration, the gas that comes off of everybody's body. Right now, there's gas coming off of all three of us.
Okay.
As pleasant as that may sound, right? It pulls it into.
That's hot, yeah.
It pulls it into the device, and it reads it just like a breath tester would.
Okay.
And it determines what's called a transdermal alcohol content, which is semi-quantitative to a blood alcohol content.
And then that reports directly to
Paymer.
And that reports directly to a portal that we have in our office. So we can see if somebody's ingested alcohol or not.
And so what about those blow devices? Is that another way?
Some of them are novelties. The ones many of them that you see online are just novelties of ways for kids to show how intoxicated they are in the bar and post it to Facebook. We use something very similar to this, and we use this particular device. We use another one as well. It's a handheld remote breath tester that has a high-resolution camera. Right up there is a high-resolution camera built into it, embedded in it, and you blow into it. It takes a photograph of you with your mouth on the tube, and then there's a cell chip inside the device, which then sends the image and the results instantaneously to our portal. We can also set the system up so the results are transmitted to whomever you want them to be. So
you can share this with the courts, with your spouse.
most importantly, usually it is you can share it with your spouse if there's a custody issue.
Going
on.
And let's assume in this case, mom is the drinker. If mom has custodial time from Friday to Sunday, we can test her throughout that period of time and ensure that when she's with the kids, she is not drinking.
That's awesome.
And this looks much more difficult to get around, to cheat, as with the bracelet, right?
What if you blow a negative in that? What happens?
Well, if you blow, you mean a positive.
I'm sorry. You
In
blow
this
a
business,
positive.
it's like being a doctor. Positive is bad,
Right,
negative
okay.
is good. If you blow a positive, then alerts are generated, and they can go to dad's cell phone instantly, in real time.
Wow.
And to whomever else
So
needs
what
to be
is so
known.
terrific about that is you can take immediate action
Immediate
and
action.
intervene.
That's right.
I think
That's
that's
right.
actually
And
the key to this.
Can you adjust the alcohol level on this?
You can.
0.08 is legal, right?
0.08 is legal. Yes.
Okay, for operating a vehicle, but
For
you can
operating
adjust
a
down.
vehicle,
Okay.
but we're really we always encourage people to go for abstinence.
Okay.
Okay. So blowing a zero
Yeah,
is
because
what you want.
Okay.
otherwise you're kind of opening up a box. People generally don't know when they cross a certain threshold. People
Okay.
don't generally know when they're I'm 0.08 now. I better stop.
Well, and who's paying for this?
It depends. It's usually paid for by the user in one fashion or another. Sometimes the user pays alone. Sometimes it's split between the two parties.
Okay, but
If this
private.
if this is ordered by a court, which you said sometimes it can be, correct?
Certainly, yeah. Usually it's done by agreement and then signed off on by the judge. So then it becomes an order. Sometimes it's just done by
And
agreement.
in that instance, is there ever anybody else? I mean, what if you can't afford this device or
could
the
insurance cover
monitoring?
this?
Insurance will not cover this, at least
Okay.
no insurance that I'm aware of. We like to work with people.
Okay.
Okay.
When I started this business, I said, I don't want anybody to ever be denied the technology because of their inability to pay for it. So
Well, that-
I'm a social worker, not a businessman.
okay, well, that's a testament
That's a
to your-
mistake.
It's
Well
it's a mistake. You're right, but I sleep well at night.
You sleep well at
This
night.
is great. Well, I think this can make everybody sleep well at night. And I think it's such a positive. It's a way to control a very uncontrollable element in your life. So
Without a doubt, and that's really what we're going for here is two healthy parents. I mean,
And keeping the kids safe.
and keeping the kids safe. I mean, we don't want to catch somebody.
Right.
We if they're drinking, we want to know about it, but that's not the object of this. The object of this is to either rule out an issue or when there is an issue to facilitate some kind of recovery. I mean, you
Right.
can't deny it when it's there.
yes.
In
The facts are the facts.
Facts are the
The
facts.
facts are the facts.
Thank you so much.
much.
Yeah. Now, for more information on how to monitor alcohol abuse, you can look at our website, singleprocess.me.